He's looking deep once again. And the downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's second down.
Coverage defensively by Trent McDuffie.
Here's Hurts. He's got Devontae Smith. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. The Eagles decide to spend their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Hurts with it on third and short. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
On 4th down, Hurts. Pass complete to Goddard. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain. A great call there on 4th down. Keeps this drive moving.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes throwing into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a...
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Drew Tranquil with the pick. The Chiefs getting out there on offense one last time in this opening half. They're up by 7. Let's see if they choose to rest on that and just go into the locker room. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Chiefs have their offense out to start this third quarter. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive. After that little 8-yard scoop, here comes 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Right back to Pacheco. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And this does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down. The Chiefs bringing out their punt team. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. I'll try again from the 20 after the incompletion. Zone read give here to Barkley. Got the give on the zone read, and the defenders were waiting for him. He goes down for a loss. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down.
Back at the 17-yard line.
Third and long for him here. And they pick him off again. And the Chiefs take it away once again. The 5th time they've intercepted in this game. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has it with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of
Pass up the middle to Pacheco. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal.
It's a gain of 18. And a Kansas City Chiefs first down.
They'll run Pacheco. And he will get this to the end zone for a Kansas City touchdown.
Kansas City.
The Chiefs pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Chiefs double their lead to 14. Butker on now to kick this one away. Bigsby with the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a third consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
At the 25-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful. And they have third down here. Throw here, third down. Oh, defender there to knock it away, and he's able to do just that. Fourth down coming up.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that fourth down, gets down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure. And let the cover guys go shut it down.
Trying on fourth down. Here's Hurts. Throw is caught by the back. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. We've set it down from 37. It's Hurts once again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball stays at that 37. Here's second and 10. Hurts yet again. Finds his back. Here's Barkley. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Third down and 2 here. The offense coming to the line for its 7th play of this drive. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Takes it off to Barkley. Complete. And the pass is stopped before it can get to the first. Great tackle there to bring up 4th down. Full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this. He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he's touched as they pick up that first down on 4th.
It's a gain of 2. And an Eagles first down.
Hurts now from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
To A.J. Brown. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is within reach. Offense to line. This is 2nd and 4.
Great. Set. Hey, let's go. 63.
From the pistol, Hurts. On the move, past the 40. Good 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. New set of downs for them. Starts at the 38.
Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 30.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. Catch is made down the right sideline. They haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. So new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10.
That's another Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Hurts throwing again. It's inside the 10. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles now within 1 score in the 4th. Saquon Barkley the touchdown. Elliott on now to attempt a point after. And this one thankfully not off the mark. He gets it to go. that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's Smith on the return. Jukes away from one. Showing a little burst so far. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's going to work it ahead for about 3. 2nd down coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. It's Pacheco again. 2nd down run gets him 5. Now they've got 3rd down.
Humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule to take some of the starch out of that front 7.
He's back to throw. Here's a screen set up for Pacheco. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
The 1st down carry for Pacheco. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. They break the huddle. It's 2nd down now. From the gun, it's Mahomes. They did it! He made the interception! And this is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Hard to believe they got him yet again, Kate, especially with how far they had to go on that return. Mentally, this is not a place you ever want to be as a quarterback. It is devastating. Defensively, this is teaching tape for not just taking it away, but taking it to the house.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles tie us up 28-0. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And it didn't look like he was seriously considering a return there, did it? So that touchback going to come out to the 35. The Chiefs offense set to take over again. All right, Brock, take us inside this huddle. You just threw a game-time pick 6. What are you saying to your guys?
Well, what you're really doing, Kate, is presenting. You know, yeah, you call on the play, but it's your presentation, it's your demeanor. You have got to put that mistake behind you and be so mentally tough and have the guys feed off that.
Mahomes trying to get after the pick. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deep.
What up, nephew? Yeah, just watching rain. This is my first time watching her overnight in a minute, so we'll see. Well, I'm not watching her overnight, but P went and did like 4 hours over at Cross Creek. Yeah, it's fine. The started the job this week, as you know. So everything going good over there. They bring Melo's ashes on Friday. So yeah. No, I understood. I told P. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. But they took her, and they're gonna make some keepsakes and pictures and stuff like that. How you doing? Okay. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. You okay? Well, also, the main thing is like if you're already gone, you already made plans. You can't just change them. No, but even that, it's like let's say you was on vacation with me. We not coming back. Yeah, you've told me about that vacation like a while ago. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But like I told you, this is not going to be anything that's like this kind of stuff happens just in life. This like trust me, this is not going to be just this program kind of thing. So it's going to be work. It's going to be friendships. Is all miscommunication is this honestly a part of life. Figuring out how to deal with that and deal with it in a way that comes with positive outcomes is honestly the best lesson that you can learn from this whole situation. Because let's say it happened at work, and let's say it's like I called out or I got PTO or whatever, and they say, well, you need to submit, 2 weeks in advance, and you go like, oh, I did submit 2 weeks in advance, and like, no, you submitted one day short of 2 weeks. Like that kind of stuff that's happened to me, and going back and forth with like. So I do want you to take this as a lesson and not try to be emotional in your decision making, regardless of whether you choose to stay there or not. Understand that this is not the last time something that's going to happen. You can never see any of those people again. I promise you, whether it's a disagreement with a roommate, disagreement with a job, disagreement with a partner, miscommunication, it just happens. Now, how you dealt with it, I would say you have a that's not the way to deal with it. The way to deal with it is okay, step back, let's reevaluate. And honestly, if you don't have an answer for them, all you have to do is restate what they said or ask them a question. To, yeah, So, and that's because now you're gonna feel attacked. I know I deal with that too, because like if somebody attacks my character, I start going off on them. But use a better example, like your dad or anybody like that. If they're taking that, they're like, okay, so I just want you to understand, I'm just listening to you. So, because some people can mistake that for you being, you know, you don't care. So, and you be like, no, 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 no. I'm just trying to listen to you. So I would use that. And anytime somebody calls you out for being quiet and being like, oh, you don't care, you don't care. You're like, no, 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 no. I'm just being very attentive. I'm trying to listen to you. I'm trying to really listen to you. And honestly, you could be listening to them or not. You could be formulating what you about to come up with, your plans, whatever, whatever. But like that's what I would use. That's what your dad would use. That's probably not me. Me, I would probably be a little bit more flippant, but don't take me as an example. Somebody more educated and wise than me would probably just sit back. It's like, no, I'm really just trying to listen to you. So. I know, but you gotta learn how to treat every day like work. The one thing I can say from my experience is it's like you get really relaxed once 5 o'clock hit, and you be like, oh, cool, I could be myself. Man, if you could stay on the clock longer and in that mode, I promise you, life gets easier. Like I said, with your partner, with your job, with roommates, and then in this situation, it's kind of like if you was in your apartment complex and your property manager was like, "Hey, we heard that we got a noise complaint from your neighbors," and you're like, I haven't been making no noise. I ain't been home." So you feel attacked, right? Like you feel lied on, and you'd be like, and let's say there's a second person in the office, like, oh, you must think we're not serious about penalizing you. It's like, no, 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 I'm just really trying to listen to you and absorb everything. Like that kind of situation can happen. Like you get an apartment complex and people put false claims on you. Like, bro, one of my first apartments when I moved in with Mello, people were saying I had a noise complaint. You already know Mello don't bark. Yeah, it was like I came. I was like, I have a husky. My husky's not barking, not whining, not doing nothing. I have video cameras, so. But you see me getting kind of irate because I feel like somebody lied on me, and that's not the way to go. You really need to sit back and almost. It's like you gotta understand you playing a game, you know. And like the goal isn't who emotionally wins the battle. The goal is who intellectually wins the war. Because at the end of the day, your goal is to have a roof over your head, regardless of whether it's an apartment or this program. So if somebody is getting in the way of that, say whatever you need, whether it's kissing they behind or throwing somebody under the bus. So that's all I'm saying. It's like, yeah. Buying a house together, remember we already had this conversation. Understand you have to do the paperwork. Don't, and I say this to both of you. There is no such thing as a handshake agreement, no wave it in the air. If you and DJ put money on it and DJ wants to put his girl on, like, no, like, it's a business contract. Okay. So, because that will ruin your friendship. So just be prepared. It's the same as becoming his roommate. Let's say you become his roommate. Y'all both sign a lease, and his girl want to be in there, and it's like you feel like you contributing half, and she not contributing none, and that's not fair. Like that. That's the thing that can happen. So yeah, my advice, this from this is this taken from my experience. I've been roommates with Colin, Nick, Shane. You have to see how they live. You have to be true with yourself and be like honest with how you live. And if not, like Nick being OCD and me not being OCD, that caused strife. Shane and I never had any issues because we meshed to whoever was around us. Me and Colin not having his part of the rent, like, and that did cause some strain for a few months. So this understand that you are with any of those situations. It's like if y'all went and bought a car together, anything, started a business together, you are putting your friendship a little bit at risk. But if you feel that it's worth it, I'm not saying it's not a good idea because I've done it. Is this understand that that's one of the risks. That's all. That's all. So like like honestly, I would ask you this. Y'all need to talk about this, like it was a actual like relationship, and you signing a prenup, right? Y'all need to talk about what's going to happen if one of y'all can't come up with the rent. What would happen if one of y'all wants to move in somebody else, whether it be a girlfriend or a friend or whatever? What would happen? Let's say y'all buy a house. What would happen? Can so because remember y'all aren't really buying the whole house together. Y'all are putting down a down payment together. So because technically you and I could buy a house and I could put all the money down and you don't have to put nothing down. So like so y'all have to like, oh, so do we get a percentage of the equity of this house? And remember, once you say all this stuff, you got to put it down in writing. You know, and it's got to be a legal document. It can't just be a text message. It can't just be a note in your phone. It's also got to be notarized. Just go to UPS, FedEx, and they'll notarize it for you. A good example, I got a roommate agreement back when I moved, when I was in DC, because I wanted to get in-state tuition in Maryland and also not have to pay property tax on my car because Virginia makes you pay property tax. So I actually got a roommate agreement with one of my friends that says I pay $500 a month for whatever, and I had to go get that notarized. So that's how that process works. And that's gonna be the same for anything that's you get an apartment together, any type of rules or whatever like that could involve some legal stuff or ownership. That's something that you will want to get in a roommate agreement and notarize. So yeah. All I'm saying is there's some risk, but as long as you do your homework, as long as y'all are both on the same page, it's okay. It's okay. As long as y'all both on the same page, it'll work. So it's okay. Hold up, Eddie. It's okay. It's okay. Upsy, 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 upsy. You want some more milk? Let me give you some more milk. Hold on. Come on, let me give you some milk. Let me give you some milk. All right, go ahead, Eddie. Yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's smarter to buy a house than to get an apartment together. That's just my opinion. That's not a smart idea. If you do that, I promise you probably never buy a house together. Yep. Yeah. Like y'all, so understand this. If y'all buy a house together, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to live together for whatever amount of time. Y'all own a piece of property, so that means you can move somebody into your, and I would also suggest, yeah. So whether you get a house that has a bunch of rooms or you get a house that's a duplex, either way, y'all will just be splitting it. And so I will say this: if you do buy a house and it's not a duplex, it's just a regular single family home, make sure it has an even number of rooms. That way, that doesn't cause an issue too. So needs to either be 2 rooms or 4 bedrooms. Don't get the 3 bed, 2 bath, because unless you have a third friend that has a steady income, like get either the same amount of rooms as the people that sign in the agreement, or get double the amount, because then it's going to be a conversation of who owns that third room. And y'all could come up with an agreement saying, well, I'm if I'm gonna own that third room, I'm gonna put down I'm gonna put down 66.6%, and you're gonna put down 33.3%, right? That way it's all even. Now that type of situation, that needs to be in writing. That otherwise it doesn't exist. Otherwise, that person can go back and say, no, even though I only paid 30% of the down payment, that other room is also partially mine. So you see what I'm saying? So any of these conversations that y'all have, and you know, it's good that you're documenting all that. You also need to, once y'all have that conversation, maybe a week or the next month later, you need to have that conversation again, because people also be changing their mind. Like he may be like, oh yeah. If you got more money to put down on a down payment, so yeah, it makes sense that you get that other room. And then they feel differently like a month later, and like, I don't know how I feel about that. You know? Yeah, you hate that because it always. I'm gonna be honest with you. It always happens right before you go sign that deal, and somebody like, I don't know about that. Like, nigga, look, we about to make money. What you mean? You know? So yeah, yeah. House hacking is, especially for somebody in your age group, because you gotta understand, like, the average age of a new home buyer now is like 30, because it's so hard to get a down payment. That's why I was telling you, you need to start saving for a down payment ASAP if you even want to be able to afford a house by 25, let alone 30. Most people don't start saving until 25, because they're by 28 they're probably going to get married or want to get married. So then by 30 they're looking for a house. Uh, uh, but understand this. So if you're buying a house on a 30-year mortgage, and you're buying it at 30 like P and I did, we're not technically going to be paying off that house until 60. So unlike your grandmother who got to live in a house, I think she was in her early 50s when she paid off the house. Like, we don't she paid it off in like 15 to 20 years versus 30 years. And that makes a big difference on what she was able to do. You see, your grandma can quit a job whenever she wants to, huh? But any job for years, your grandma has had more jobs than freaking Jesus, man. Like, bruh, like, and she's been able to do that because of all the rental properties, and that's what got me into the whole investing in rental property stuff. I don't particularly enjoy it. I just saw the freedom that it gave your grandmother, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want to be able to go to work, and if somebody spit in my face, slap them and walk off. Say, I don't need this. You know, like, I want that's what I call job security. You know? So, your dad wasn't able to get that, so that's one of those big things. And your uncle Chris either, and honestly, majority of our family, no matter what side, majority of our family are not homeowners. So, not saying renting is a bad thing. It's just you need to own something. And owning a car is not an asset. Because when you sell your car, it's usually for less than what you bought it for. An asset is, appreciating asset is something that you buy that later down the line, if you sell or rent it out, you can make money off of it. So a house, stocks, your 401k, all that stuff. So, well, Miso, I don't think. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, Miso ran away. Like she wasn't here when we got here. Yeah, and I've been waiting for somebody to call because normally people call because her tag died as well, so I don't see her location. So usually one of the neighbors done called me by now. And I checked the yard. She wasn't in the neighbor's yard or anything. So, oh yeah, I should check. I'm gonna check that to see if anybody's posted her. Yeah. So, but I'm sure she's fine. Like she's not dumb enough to get hit by a car, nothing stupid. Like somebody probably picked her up and she freaking chilling. And that was the whole point anyway. So it's for her to be. I wanted her to be with her family. Yeah. And that's the whole reason why I couldn't keep her as a dog myself because really I don't really believe in tie outs and stuff like that. I don't really like that idea. And you know, take it there's good and bad. If Mello, for instance, would have been on a tie out, she probably would have been fine. But I feel like that's a little bit like slavery. I always think about if I have a pet, I kind of put myself in their shoes, like, whether it's food or how I'm living. It's like, okay, what would I want if I was a dog? Well, I want to eat bacon and I want to be able to roam, you know. So that's what it is. But no, no, we hired a cleaner. She came in and cleaned everything. We got rid of the spa and the treadmill, the little treadmill that was out there. And she picked up a few of the mats that were really bad, but I'm probably gonna have to take up more of those mats. Yeah, bleeding, but even before that, they had some piss and poop. So yeah, when you pass away, you defecate. So no matter what. Say that again. Oh yeah. Well, you talking about rigor mortis? Yeah, yeah, that's rigor mortis. But she lived a full life, 12 years, almost 13. She'll be 13 next month. I'm still planning on celebrating her birthday, and for her birthday is I'm gonna go spread her ashes. I still got to figure out where to spread her ashes at. I don't know if it's legal to spread them in the back bridge. I don't know. You think that's legal? I gotta look that up because that could hit somebody in the face or something. Then so somebody on their little boat or canoe, and then they like, what is that? What's that? Yeah, but this back to what you was talking about though. I will say, you know, you could save a lot more money to buy a house staying exactly where you are, and you could still buy a house with DJ. I do not think if you move into an apartment that you and DJ will ever buy a house together. I will I will put money on it. I'll put I'll put a half of your down payment on it, like, cause I just know what this happens between people. Cause what's gonna happen is and I'm not saying either nothing bad even happen. Y'all good, and then it's like, okay, we gonna do it, we gonna do it, we gonna do it, and it like never get done. You know, it's kind of like a bad example, but P and I get married. Yeah. So, you know, like in my head, if I was P, and very early on though, I've been like, yo, if we're not married by this date, I'm gone. You know? Yeah. Now that's hard to do when there's not a lot of options out there, and the streets not treating women right. So you take what you can get, but you know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Unless you got 10 grand saved, because I'm just thinking, bro. You could save so much staying where you are, bro. You could move. You could skip the whole apartment thing and move out into a house. And honestly, you don't even really need 10 grand, because if you get your credit right, get an FHA loan, and also that's the thing we hadn't talked about. Your credit needs to be good, and his credit needs to be good. If y'all want to try to get a house together, because let's say your credit is good, let's say your credit is in the 700s or whatever, but his credit is really bad, it's gonna make your credit look worse on the application. Like, yeah, basically, it doesn't average out, but basically anybody on the application that looks like a liability makes the application weaker. So they might not deny you, but they may give you a higher interest rate. And remember when I talked to you about ROI, return on investment? So when we start doing the numbers, and I'm gonna have my cousin help because he does this for a living, like wholesaling and stuff. If your monthly payment doesn't make sense, meaning like, by doesn't make sense, I mean like after we do the numbers, we figure out that you're paying way too much, then like I think the rule is there is a 1% rule, or right now it's a 1.5% rule. Basically, is like you got to make 1.5% more than what you paid. So on like rent. So basically, if you buy a house, whatever your mortgage is, you need to make 1.5% of that as your rent in order for that deal to make sense. And we'll get into the nitty gritty when you're ready. But whenever I look at a house, like after talking to him, that's what I do. I sit down and do those numbers, because you remember the house in Houston? It was a nice house, right? That house bled me dry. I was spending like more than $3,000 a month, and that house was cheaper than this house, but the mortgage was higher because the mortgage was at 7%, and this house was at 2%, and that makes a huge difference. So you may find a house and be like, "Oh man, that house we can afford that only. That's only $200,000. We can afford that." Well, not if your credit not good, because 200,000 at 5% is a lot different from 200,000 at 10%. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm telling you, the main thing you need to focus on is that credit. Cause shoot, cause honestly, you could borrow the down payment. Shoot, like you actually make enough that you can get to 10 grand by yourself without any help. Because you're at 2 grand right now, and it, yeah, it's been what, 6 months. So if you just do that, all right, cool. 2 years, you got the money. and then you move into a house, you house hack, you rent out all the other rooms. Honestly, what might be a better situation, and this is just my opinion, I would suggest you buy the house by yourself and then offer him to rent a room. And if he would like to buy into the house, he can do it after the fact. Now, that's just my opinion. You'll have more control of the situation, and you'll have less issues come up that could affect your friendship because it's your house. Now, if you want to sell half of the equity of the house to him for a certain amount, and then what happens, y'all just redraw up it's basically like if y'all would have got married. That's basically how the situation works. Except he's going to actually give you money to buy into the house. So, but since it's happened after the fact, there's less of a chance that somebody can like renege on something halfway through. And then also, let's say you've been planning for a year to move out of the place that you're in now, right? You like got all the money, got your credit right, boo 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 boo. There's no chance that let's say he's planning on going in on the deal and everything looked good, and he's expecting his girlfriend to move with him, and then they break up or whatever, life happens, right? And then like, oh, I can't anymore because X Y Z. But you already planning your whole life with him in mind. So like, and then that caused issues in y'all friendship, because now you mad at him like, yo, I got all my stuff together, and you were supposed to have your stuff together, but you didn't, you know. So I don't know. Having friends as roommates is very like, yeah, especially young, because the main thing when you're young is that you don't like nobody makes a bunch of money. So if one of y'all lose your job, there's a situation where how you gonna come up with rent? When you're my age, like, or maybe a little bit younger than me, when I was roommates with Nick, it was very different from when I was originally roommates with Shane. When I was roommate with Shane, we was making minimum wage. Roommates with Nick, we both owed 6 figures. Actually, Nick wasn't 6 figures when we first became roommates. But as soon as yeah, he got a promotion, but we got both to a position to where we could lose our jobs and we would still have at least next month's rent, you know. So that's something that I just you want to be cognizant of when you're choosing roommates. Having an older roommate, that's one of the benefits of picking an older roommate too. They always got the rent. If you pick a good adult roommate, not just some bum, but like usually if they're older, like you got some of your older friends, usually they always got the rent. So, but also don't have female roommates. There'll be some situations, man. You're young. Yeah, they bring over dudes, like, it's just, yeah. If you do have a female roommate, make sure she gay. Yeah. Yeah, a gay roommate, fine. Straight roommate, even if y'all not really attracted to each other, because it may not be something between y'all, but you may get into it with her boyfriend or something or whatever random dude she brought over. You know, like why this nigga on my couch? Excuse my language. Why is she sleep? But why is this guy on my couch? I finally got this girl to sleep. Oh yeah, I gave her milk, but she'll be crying while sucking on the bottom. I'm just like, bro, like she forced me to walk her outside. He was like, "Oh, you should go on a walk." It's like 7 o'clock, so as soon as P left, it got dark, so I couldn't take her on a walk. We did sit outside for a bit, so she was good because I guess she just wanted to feel some sunlight, and then yeah, she get that from her mama, you know that, but I'm always afraid to move her. Oh, she moved. She can turn, bro. You gotta be when you're watching her. You gotta be careful now, so she can fully roll over now. Yeah. So in that little swing, she can get out the swing. She can. So like when you we have floor time for her, the little blanket slash whatever stuff. I saw her yesterday. She did a double roll off the mat. Yeah, bro. Once she starts her arms, once she get arm strength, I know, but she got good leg strength. Once she get arm strength, bruh, it's gonna be like I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to baby proof the piss out of this place because like there's so much stuff that could fall on her glass. Like it's just mm. Was she okay? Mm, yeah, just especially after what happened with Mello, I just want to make sure everything is just safe. So, yeah, yeah, but she didn't act old, you know. Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. How much is it per month for a kid at your school? Do you know? Mm, yeah, it's free. I think it's only free if you like are poor. What about people who got jobs? Okay, okay. Because I found this, P found a place and I found a place that's a little cheaper than a nanny. My place is between 0 months and 11 months is $18 an hour. So which is cheaper than a nanny, and they allow drop-ins. And then she found one that's I didn't even look at the price, but I already knew it was more expensive because they do a lot more. But yeah, have have you heard what an immersion school is? It's like you know what like an international school, like where they teach different languages and stuff. So P found a Spanish immersion school. So yeah, so she wants to put her. I think she was interested in putting her in there. She sent me a link to it, but I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, the one that I looked up, I just looked I passed it on the way to work. It's right next to UT. It's called Stepping Stones. Yeah, and it's not super expensive, and also the reason why I was thinking about it, P and I got to go over it, is because my job gives a dependent care spending account that I so that I can use basically pre-tax dollars. So I basically get 30% more on my money. So I could put I could see how much I could just take an average of how much I would pay in child care a year and then put that amount in there because it doesn't roll over. So I actually want to be able to spend like I probably put like 10 grand in there because child care is expensive. So So I expect it to be like 5 to 10 grand a year. This depending. It'll probably be less for me since so I don't work. I don't. I work from home Monday and Fridays, and then also I have unlimited PTO if and I can also take other days to where I can work from home as well, and just go into the office as needed as long as I get approval. So it's like it's pretty much a remote job, and the office is only like 20 minutes away. So yeah, my new job is pretty good. I hope I'm there for a long time. So no, it's not a contract. Well, it's a contract, but I work for the prime, so I'm not a subcontractor anymore. I work for the main contractor. So let's say the contract that they have me on goes away, they'll just put me on another one. So I have a contract with the Navy. I'm supporting the Navy, right? So before I would be a subcontractor, meaning like I instead of working for the person who has the contract, I work for another company that basically outsources me to that company. So now instead of that situation, which let's say that contract disappears, they don't have any more work for me, so I have to go find a new job. In this situation, if that Navy contract ends, Khaki will actually put me on another contract. So, because there's bigger companies that have more contracts. Booz Allen, Khaki, Raytheon, these are like the bigger government contract companies. So, but yeah, everything's good, man. Yeah, but I'm sorry they put you through that situation. Um, I'm like I said, this taking on the chin, you know, so one thing that you can do, and this is probably the only thing I could say I figured out, and it's almost like a cheat code, is going above and beyond certain times. So if I'm late to work, I bring donuts. If I messed up or anything that I think is a negative, I always like speak out more about the positive. So like if you're still cabin chief or whatever, like make it more known what you're doing to make that whole place better, you know? Because when people focus so much on the negative, it's like, like you were supposed to come back in on this day and you already did a 90-day thing, blah, 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 blah. And they're not thinking about all the positive stuff because they might not even know about some of the positive stuff you do. So, and it's not just in this situation. It could be with work. It could be with whatever. Like anytime that somebody is boisterous about your negatives, make sure you're doing your damn best to be boisterous about the positives because I know you bring it more positive than negative. So, oh yeah, my barber guy has another friend, a gym buddy who cuts next to him, who asked me about jiu-jitsu. He actually asked me to train him. Like, and I was just like, I ain't got time right now. Yeah, if shoot, I would do it, but I ain't got time right now with the kid and the new job, and I'm about to. I got an A in my first college class, like a 100% too. Yeah, it was 3 projects. I got 100% on all of them. Uh, I'm working on my second class. I got 100 on the first project. I got 3 more projects. So I shoot. By the end of this semester, I'll be able to keep my 4.0. I'll actually graduate at least with my associate's degree with a yeah with a 4.0. Well, I can't put it on my resume. I'm a little bit too old for that. If for new grads, it's a good thing to do, and definitely when I graduate with my bachelor's, and if I go for another degree after that, I'll definitely put it on there. But at this age, they nah, and they don't really care about that stuff. Like I'm a senior, like developer. They don't care about that stuff at all. Like I just had an interview today. They during the interviews they don't even really be asking you serious questions. They because they already know based on your resume you know what to do. So they're really asking you how you like they know how they would solve it. They're seeing how you would solve it. And not like a specific like problem, but like, oh, we have this situation with our database and we run into this issue. How would you solve that? So they're asking some more scenario questions. So like they don't care about GPA. They care about what you've done and what you can do to make their whole situation better. Because man, I found out recently some people that I've worked with had terrible GPAs, like a 2 point whatever, like and became senior developers, became CEOs. Like it's crazy. That's what that it actually made me happy because I was like, okay, my niece and my nephew that they had terrible GPAs. That means they could still be CEOs and senior this and department head this and yeah. I was like, okay, it made me feel better about your like the glass ceiling, I guess. Especially you, especially you, because you, unlike your sister, have had the opportunity to see me and all my friends succeed, and half of my friends do not have degrees. Nick, for instance, Nick does not have a degree because he's damn good at his job. And at the end of the day, once you get to a certain point, all you need is somebody to give you an opportunity to prove yourself. And once you've proven yourself a couple of times, that becomes your resume. That becomes your credentials. So, and that's fine. Like I said, all I'm here to do is give you advice. I'm just saying, if I was in your scenario and I didn't have to pay rent, I'd be saving my behind off so I could buy something like literally if you stayed in your joint until next year, you would have enough to go half on a down payment for a house. So I would say at least do that. But I already know as soon as you move into an apartment, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get hit with these bills. You're gonna stop saving because you're not making enough to save and kind of enjoy your early 20s. You know, like your sister is a very good example. Your sister doesn't really have savings like that. I already know. You know, neither of them do, and they really need it. But with a kid, and even before the kid didn't have savings. You know? I would be great. I actually thought Miles was gonna beat him to it. Yeah, because Miles seemed more like just based off of going over by his house and his parents, seemed more like oh like it feels like the grandparents would be pushing for it. If, you know, so like honestly, I'd be like the only reason Miles and Chastity ain't married is probably because Chastity don't want to or something. You know, I'm not saying she don't want to. I'm just saying like if I had to make a bet on any of your sisters getting proposed to and they saying no, it would be Chastity because she. Cause remember when she was saying she was gonna break up with him? Yeah, so and I was like, why? Oh, Chastity or Sierra? You okay? You okay? Well, eat them the straight way. Don't eat them the gay way. You're gonna choke. Oh yeah, she told me about it. Well, she told me before she was gonna do it because I actually sent her some money for her birthday. I was no, we were back already. Yeah. Technically Saturday, but yeah, like we got back at like 11:30 at night. Yeah, yeah. We probably were in. Let's see. We probably was in New Orleans when she was at the restaurant, but we probably packing up heading to the airport because like our flight was at like 9 o'clock. But no, we talked about it. She was like, because when I wished her happy birthday on like Tuesday or whatever, she was like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna like go to a restaurant or something like that. Yeah. So I gave her some lingerie just for like dessert or whatever. And yeah, yeah. So I'm glad. I'm very glad that Chris is still coming around. Did he bring Bridget? Well, yeah, she's freaking what, 5? Yeah. She's either 4 or 5. 'Cause she's 2 years older than Kyrie, man. So if you think about it like this, she was like 6 months old when your dad passed. So yeah, she like she 4. Like she's either 3.5 or 4 already. Because I forgot exactly when her birthday is. But yeah. Yeah. Man, she was such a cute baby. It's the fact that we'll never see that version of her again. It's kind of sad. So, but at least we got time with them while they were tiny babies. So, I actually didn't get that time with Sierra because when I didn't actually meet Sierra until she was almost 1. Yeah, she was already 1 already because your parents weren't really together. So I got to meet all of y'all when y'all came out, but not Sierra. But Sierra did get to meet my dad though. Yeah, y'all didn't get that, but oh yeah, she was 1. Dad came over the house. Your dad put Sierra in your grandpa's arms, and yeah, yeah, she's the only one he met. Hmm. Yeah, I think he passed 4 years later. So yeah, she would have been 4, right? So he didn't get to meet you, but he was alive when you were born. Yeah, because so she would have been 8 actually, because she's 2000. Sierra's a 2000 baby, right? No, Sierra. Sierra she's 2001. Okay, so she would have been 7. You would have been 4. He passed away in 2008. And when was Savannah born? What year? 6, 7. Okay, so yeah, Savannah was in 1. Yeah, barely. Yeah. Oh, send me that video. I wanna. I have no pictures or videos or nothing. I just have the image in my head of your dad laying next to her. Man, that next year she goes to school. Yeah, man, her hair naturally was just so beautiful. I was like, This is what Jesus looked like. She looked like her mama. No, 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 no. Rain. She looking at me like she look angry. I'm like, you look just like your bro. You want me to shut up? Is that why you looking at me like that? Boy, you talking about driving from Round Rock to Austin. If you move in with him, you're gonna be driving longer. South Austin? Nah, that ain't 15 minutes. Wait, you on the other side of the bridge? Nah, you on the other side of the bridge. That's not 15 minutes, bro. That is not 15 minutes. You are past the airport. That is not 15 minutes. You said South Austin. Like South Austin is like where Terry Blacks is and all that. Past that, that's South Austin. That's more than 20 minutes away. The airport is 22 minutes. What time of day? Is it past the airport or not? Yeah, because it may just say 15 minutes because we in the middle of the night. Mm. Well, then I don't think that's in South Austin. Then. Yeah, like if you north of Lake Travis, that's not South Austin. So it must be. Is it like UT area? Okay, but if it's 15 minutes, it'll have to be like shoot. Mueller is 12 minutes away. Oh, you fully awake now. Please don't cry. All right, man. Appreciate you. You sent me those pictures already? Okay. Hey, I'm trying to get decent at Madden. I lost my first two online games. So, oh yeah, it's like slightly different. I'm playing against the computer right now, and I just caught back up because I was like, man, if I'm getting beat by a computer, I shouldn't be playing online. So, but he been playing 26 on Xbox though. Yeah. See that's that they I went against some people who you could definitely tell be playing like all the time. Like, bro, we got jobs, bro. Can't be doing that. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to make CJ's graduation since I'm in town now. He said, "Oh, whatever." You sound like me. Like, you know this girl not gonna make it past prom. Like, I bet you they already broke up. Yeah, they not going to the same college. I forgot what college he said he going to, but I remember something. Oh, you're still working on your teacher certificate, right? eligible. So the easy way to say that word, say allegedly. Yeah. So eligible, allegedly, eligible, allegedly. Yeah. So it's very hard to mess up allegedly. It's very because eligible sounds like edible. So yeah. But anyway, feel free to, like I said, come over this week, get your taxes done, play some games, whatever. Stop by before work. Yeah. My situation is a little bit different. Like my first meeting is until 9:30. So I've been getting caught in traffic. So now I see what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, where are all these people going? Like, oh no, I saw somebody cut somebody off today. They both of them was wrong. One was using his blinker, but was speeding. And the other one just merged into the lane really slow. They both merged into the same lane and like barely like didn't clip each other. Yeah, so I'm like, but you know, last thing I was something funny happened. So when I was coming home, I put an autopilot, and a cyber truck was behind me. I could tell the cyber truck was also on autopilot. So every time I switched lanes, it was no. Every time I switch lanes, like it's not me, but the car switching lanes like, on autopilot, it was switching. So like I'm like, yo, it looked like he was following, but he really wasn't. He was on autopilot. Yeah, but I can imagine a whole highway full of freaking Teslas, and they all look like they was following. But yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If you're coming tomorrow, just text me around lunch, and I'll make sure to come home early. Okay? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. I'll make sure I don't see whatever. All right. Just hit me up around noon, or I'll hit you up around noon. Just confirm. So, all right. Love you. All right. Good night. It's almost time for you to eat. So, she's on my. Too much.
Options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. That's caught. It's Kelsey again. All right, short on market for the moment, but they've got third and short coming up from their own 44.
Brings up third and
Tight end in motion now. Throwing now. Got a man, and Kelsey has it. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. That goes for 32 yards. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Setting up to pass. Finds him on the crossing route. And he gets this down to the 13 Even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's a Chiefs first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for one, maybe two more snaps. This game now resting on the attempt from Harrison Butker. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hand. That one is good! And barring the unexpected, that's going to be your game winner.
I know that was a kick he could make in his sleep, but with the game on the line, he delivered.
This one lines up as a touchback, so they're going to have one final snap to work with. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
One final shot here. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Chiefs as we say so long from Philadelphia.
Stay with me. You ain't gotta go, you can with me. We can hang out, do the day with me. You tryna be a man, it can stay friendly. We could could do the beach, we could hang out. Yes, I and the E go to my house. You could spend the night till we wake up. Do it all. What are we waiting for? Life can be tough, so I need you more and more. You need to stay with me all night till I sleep. I'm feeling great, I feel alright. In my dreams, you need to stay with me all night till I sleep. I'm feeling great, I feel alright. In my dreams. Hey yo, my new thing is I don't want you round if you useless. I make a living rhyming, same job as Dr. Seuss's. People only give to get back, that's recoupment. Always have their two hands out, like they. My new thing is you ain't even gotta be my new chick. You can just pull up and hang out and be a new friend. Or I can show you how to train the dragon like. And either way, it ain't gotta be love. What is this love? What are we waiting for? Life can be tough.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Straight ahead, a rematch from Super Bowl 57 as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. They go play action with Hurts. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. And the Chiefs will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. And I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
A short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 32-yard line.
Now here's Mahomes. Over the middle here to Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 40.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
First down. A gain of 15.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rice. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
First down.
15.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Now Mahomes. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Throwing is Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
At the 32-yard line.
Oh, he fakes a spike.
Now you could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up the
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. That one downfield for Dotson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1.
The 11-yard line.
The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Mahomes now to throw. Now he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. 3rd down and 6.
3rd and long.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly.
She already drank it. Well, she didn't drink all of it. She has this much left. Well, she already went to bed.
No, she needs to go to bed, stay in bed.
Oh, okay. She just woke up right before Eddie called me.
You know why she woke up? She didn't have a warm body next to her.
No, she was in my arms, like gone for a good half hour.
And did you put her down?
No, I was afraid. 'Cause she had been screaming. It's the first time I got her to sleep for like more than like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So she chilling now. Like I let her kick, I let her do whatever. As long as she ain't screaming.
You do something about it, right?
Yeah, for the most part. There was a point that when I was texting you, it was like I'm walking her around. I set her down, pick her up, walk her around. I feed her. She's crying while I'm feeding her. Like there's nothing until I went outside, and then once we was outside, it was like okay. So I decided I gotta figure out what she wants, and then. But then when we was outside, like after she chilled out, she started screaming again.
That makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Toward the pylon, caught, and in for the Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelce, on the touchdown pass. And the Chiefs post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Now Remigio. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
We're just shy of midfield. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Mahomes gets it out quickly, and it's complete out wide. And he's got this down to the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That's good for Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Chiefs.
To throw, it's Mahomes. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Xavier Worthy, 35 yards. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
It's a gain of 4.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Play action. Here's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Here's Mahomes to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. A gain of 12.
Throwing now is Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 21-0.
Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
At the 38-yard line.
2 yards to go, second down.
Don't touch it. And anyone hit? Nine. Don't touch it.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He finds it again, Saquon Barkley. Going to get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And an Eagles first down.
Great.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
63. Don't touch it.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he's taken down. Chiefs sack. Michael Dana in there to get him, and with it, time will expire here in this first half of play.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Now, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 53 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
15.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelsey, on the touchdown pass. And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 20. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. They'll run it again with Barkley. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question of... So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at it that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together, as that brings up another 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an